Good evening. So, this thing on my neck, y'all, is a castor oil pack. You see, I have a swollen lymph gland in my neck. It's been there for a long, long, long time. It doesn't get bigger, it doesn't hurt, but it kind of bugs me because, well, sometimes I do kind of hurt over here. So, I think there's some kind of infection that it's not fighting or something. Anyway, I read that castor oil packs can help your lymph system, and so I ordered one, and I put castor oil in it and put it on. And the first day, the swelling in that lymph gland was much better. But then the next day it was kind of back, but not all, almost not quite as bad as it was before. And then this is like my fifth day. They say it's a commitment to do castor oil packs and that you should plan on sticking with it for at least 30 days. So that's why I keep wearing this thing on my neck. I'm going to see if I can get my lymph fluids flowing and get rid of this swollen lymph gland once and for all, for good, forever and ever. Amen. So, in case you're wondering why I have this thing on my neck, that's what I'm up to, and I will let you know if I got good results and whether you should try castor oil pack 2 if you have something chronic going on. Now, I had tried it one time a long time ago with a towel and saran wrap, and it was such a mess. I thought, well, I'm going to find some other way of curing myself. But when I saw castor oil packs online, I thought, well, maybe that make it easier, and it did. It's a lot better, a lot easier to do with these things. And I have one on my liver too, to see if I can bring down my cholesterol. Anyway, I'm trying out castor oil packs, but that's not what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about today is how. Have you ever noticed that some people cannot handle it if you disagree with them or have a difference of opinion? No matter how nicely you state your difference of opinion, they are going to get angry. They have a need to be right. The one who knows it all, who has all the answers, and without question, you are supposed to listen and absorb and appreciate and agree with everything they say. And other people appreciate a good debate. I do. I appreciate gathering new information that I had never heard before and evaluating it critically, and I don't mind standing corrected if I think, well, you know what, maybe I was wrong about that. I don't mind changing my mind. I like having a good debate. I appreciate having my mind expanded and becoming more knowledgeable. It's something I want to do. And so if I disagree with you about something, I'm not going to call you names and tell you you're stupid or anything like that. I'm just going to say, I'm not sure my logic can grok that because I'm thinking this. What do you think about that? I want to engage in a conversation about it. And if you make a good point, I'm going to say, good point, well put. I hadn't thought about it that way. I'm not going to get all mad because you don't agree with me or you have a difference of opinion. That's insane. But some people do. Some people can't handle it. And I don't know what that is about and why some people have a need to be right all the time. But it's hard for me to be around them because then I feel like in order for them to want to be my friend, I have to pretend I'm ignorant, pretend I don't have thoughts of my own, opinions of my own, other ideas that might be relevant too. I just have to be the subservient, submissive student of the almighty, all-knowledgeable one. And these people, if you disagree with them and they get angry about it, which they will, they're going to call you names. They're going to tell you that's stupid and how dare you, they don't say challenge your ego, but that's what's happening is you challenge their ego. They're going to say you always have to be right. Well, not always. I mean, sometimes I'm wrong. I admit it when I'm wrong. uh, they're going to say you're maybe you're passive aggressive because you said it very nicely and didn't call them stupid. And they don't like your niceness about it. It's just, I don't like communicating with people who can't carry on and appreciate a good debate. That's what freedom of speech is all about, is that we can all speak our minds and compare our ideas and collaborate and decide together as a team which idea is the best and co-create something better than we had before through the sharing of free ideas. Free speech is not about you're free to say anything you want as long as you agree with me or at least pretend to and don't offend my delicate ego. It's just, I'm just really tired of living in a world where I can't even throw out a bad idea and say, yeah, that was probably a bad idea. I wish I hadn't mentioned it. I mean, I don't mind doing that. I just want to be able to speak freely about what's on my mind and the logic that got me to my conclusions. Because if there is fault in my logic, I would like to correct it. But you shaming me and telling me that I shouldn't be challenging your ego, not in so many words, that's not what you're going to say. I want to be able to speak freely, is what I'm saying, and I think most people do. But those who can't handle it will name call. Boy, my guts are screaming tonight. I don't know what that's about. Well, I hope you can't hear it. I could. Anyway, I don't like it when people don't appreciate a good debate, a respectful debate, not a punch below the belt, I'm smarter than you debate, but hey, have you ever thought about this? Because my logic has taken me there. And I'm wondering who's right here, you or me. We need to discuss this. And maybe we're both right, but we're coming from different angles and reaching the same conclusion, but just taking a different path to get there, which would make neither one of us wrong. And the fact is, everybody wants the same thing. They want peace of mind, happiness, comfort, love, community, appreciation, to feel valued, to make a worthy contribution. They want a roof over their heads. We all want the same things. That's where we're all headed. We're just taking a different approach, getting there, and having great big fights over the approach. Now, so one time I had this friend, and she's got this teacher that she really reveres and respects, and she's learned a whole lot from him, and he's wise and he's taught her a whole lot of things. But she was telling me one time that this guy, and his name is Gurdjieff or Gurdjieff, I'm not sure which way to pronounce it. Some people call him Gurdjieff, some people call him Gurdjieff. I don't know, I call him Gurdjieff. But she was telling me how Gurdjieff could kill a yak that was 50 miles away. And my first thought was, well, I wonder if that's why they assassinated him. He got assassinated in France in the 1940s. And I thought, well, maybe the powers that be were afraid of him because he could do stuff like that, and he went around demonstrating it. And so I said, well, maybe he wouldn't have gotten assassinated if he had used those powers to heal people or do something good with it instead of going around killing yaks. I thought it was a good point. She got mad, and excommunicated me for years. I think it was 2 or 3 years before she would ever speak to me again, because I hurt her delicate little feelings because I made a good point. You're not allowed to make good points to some people. They will take offense, is what I'm saying. And we need to get over this garbage because this is why there's wars. People, I've had fights with men like this because men that I knew loved me and that I loved, but the way they arrived at their conclusions pissed me off because it felt derogatory to my feminine logic. And then I became the drama queen, so I pissed them off too because I wanted to defend femininity and make feminist points to them. And what I'm trying to learn in my life is how to be able to present these concepts in ways that don't piss people off. But now I find that I am being called passive aggressive, wussy wimp type. I'm being ridiculed for choosing my words very carefully and trying to state them with kindness instead of just saying, well, that's a misogynist way of arriving at the same conclusion, which was really what was coming up in me. But anyway, what am I saying? I'm saying that I think all of this is valid. Isn't it valid to try to be kind in your presentation and to try to gently suggest a new idea, especially around somebody who has a very delicate ego and is going to get pissed off if they can't be right about everything? Can't be the all-knowing, almighty, I have all the answers person. I didn't mean to insult the guy. I bet you he wouldn't have minded. He probably would have laughed and said, I never thought of that. Maybe they'll leave me alone if I start sending love and healing energy instead of yak death. Good Lord. Why are we like this? Why are we like this? That's what I want to know. I hope I haven't. See, I think I became ranty. I didn't want to be ranty. I want to have a calm, soothing voice. But would that be me? Because this is how I really feel. Am I being offensive? Am I being too adamant? Am I, and should I even give a hoot, a care? I do want to be able to carry on civilized, calm, peaceful conversations that help us all realize we're all headed in the same direction. We all want the same thing. We just are very confused about how to attain that collectively. And it seems like a worthy endeavor to me to put some thought and some effort into becoming more collaborative, becoming more teamwork capable, of being able to share our truth in a way that it can be received, speaking in a language that others can hear. And I don't even know if y'all can hear what I'm saying today because I'm feeling so passionate about this. Because it happened to me recently that I had been trying so hard to be truthful about my ideas. I was, and someone called me silly, ridiculous, and stupid and challenged me to get up off the floor and stop groveling. Well, I could have frigging driven over to her house and punched her in her freaking face. If she hadn't outweighed me my 30 pounds and been 6 inches taller than me. But that would have been stupid to go over there and get myself beat up and put in the hospital, now wouldn't it? I'm not sure what the answer is. All I know is that kindness is ridiculed by some people. Gentleness is not appreciated. It's not fun. It's not exciting enough. And some people are just looking for a fight. They're either looking to be your guru or they're looking to fight with you. I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be a hermit. Maybe I should call this series of conversations I'm putting forth my hermit talks in defense of hermetism or something like that. I don't know. All I know is I'd like to have satisfying, fulfilling conversations with people in which I come away from it feeling like I learned something and I contributed something to their life and mind too. I'd like to be able to have mutual appreciation. I'd like to be able to converse enjoyably. And that's it. I just want to be able to converse enjoyably. And so, one thing that's helped me to move in that direction is knowing what I feel and knowing what I need and speaking from that. And that always works with someone who cares about my feelings and cares about my needs being met too. I always care that other people's needs are getting met and other people's feelings are respected, because I know that if I don't, they're going to be pissed and wanting to fight. And I can't blame them. So what I offer up as a given is that I care about your feelings and needs. But that gets weary and old if you don't care about mine too. And if you're going to ridicule me when I try to speak about them in a kind, gentle, reasonable manner that helps you understand why respecting them makes sense. I want people to understand that, and I'm willing to offer up that information. Now, there's something else I was going to say, and I forgot it. Dang it, it was good too. Anyway, I hope it comes back to me. I'm going to cut this video off now because it's getting almost to 20 minutes and Instagram won't let me post it if it's 20 minutes over. Thank you for watching, if you did.